Polarizing devices like Samsung and iPhones are very fun to kind of look at side by side because you kind of really see what these companies are really aiming for just by what they put out there. Now, in this video today, we're looking at the Galaxy A53 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Not really in a battle to see which one's superior to the other, but just, what kind of experience you're going to have. And I'm going to share my experience, as both these phones are good. I do enjoy them. One is a mid-ranger, and it's newer, came out in 2022, and the other one is a flagship that came out in 2019. They're both on the latest software versions of their respective categories, with Android 14 on the Galaxy A53 and iOS 17 on my iPhone 11 Pro Max. But when I look at these two phones, I can really see a difference in the vision of their OEMs. Samsung definitely catering to a more fun type scenario, but still you can get things done and accomplished business wise using this phone. There are a plethora of apps in the Google Play Store as well as the Galaxy App Store, and you can download and use that. Definitely more of like a hitch to Microsoft when you look at Samsung devices. And my Galaxy A53 has things like Face Unlock. I was going to say Face ID, but it's really nothing like Face ID. Even in low lights, it like doesn't recognize my face. I really have to be in a well lit situation in order for that Face ID to work, but it will work. Majority of the time, it's using biometric in low light areas of the fingerprint, so the in-display sensor. Using Face ID, it's much more secure, obviously, and much more efficient at unlocking using my face. But other than that, with Android 14 and on the Galaxy A53, the cool thing is the customization. I will say that's pretty much what it's got going for it. There's times where I just get bored with, the way that my on-screen icons look and things like that, the software in general. I have a lot of options to basically, customize it to something that I like, and that's cool. The cameras on the Galaxy A53 are not going to be the best out there. They're not going to, beat out the Pixel 8 or the Galaxy S24 Ultra, obviously. And this is a 2-year-old device. So, I mean, especially a mid-ranger, you don't expect it to be that. But I will say this, though. I've taken photos from this that have been really, really good. And, you just got to have that patience and that eye to capture those moments and actually get a good, decent shot. And the cool thing is that Samsung is about fun. So you do have like Snapchat filters built into the camera itself rather than having to use Snapchat if you're someone who uses Snapchat quite a bit. And I think that's nice, But again, the Galaxy A53 to me screams fun. That's what it does. It screams fun for me. And that's okay, It's not taking anything away from it. Really good mid-range device. Also, one of the biggest things that it has a leg up over the iPhone 11 Pro Max is if you're someone who's interested in the network, it's got 5G. 5G connectivity, you'll have that support with the Galaxy A53, as the iPhone 11 Pro Max doesn't have that. It basically only connects to LTE, but LTE is still good today, so can't really complain. Now, when looking at the iPhone 11 and iOS 17, it's all business here, right? Like you can customize the wallpaper and get, fun with that. You can go into the App Store and install apps that are made to kind of customize your iPhone, but you really can't go as far as you can on Android. iOS is a little restrictive on that, which is okay because sometimes you just want to like a set it and forget it type thing. Like I just want my apps. I just want to get in there and do social media and things like that. You're not looking to just have like all these crazy icon apps or whatever. When it comes to the camera, the iPhone 11 Pro Max cameras is pretty decent in 2024. I got to say, it does take good pictures. It doesn't do so well in low light, but well enough that where you will get a nice photo. Even a selfie cam, it's like pretty good. But the one major thing that the iPhone has over the Galaxy A53 is that my iPhone 11 Pro Max does really good with video. Taking video, you're not gonna be disappointed. Doesn't have a lot of fun modes, but it does have some modes that you can play around with and, get extracurricular, especially if you're a content creator using things like time lapse and slow-mo. That's, always great. And then you have panorama shots and things like that where you can get a nice wide field of view. So you can take some really good like landscape photos and things like that. Pretty awesome. Using them side by side, I don't feel like that one dominates the other one. While, yes, there's an Exynos 1280 in my Galaxy A53, and the one thing that really kind of bugs me about that is that there's times where it's like super smooth, buttery smooth, and I'm like so content with it. And then there's times where it just wants to act glitchy and stuttery and just so janky that it's like, grinds my gears. And I think that's where the iPhone gets the leg up over the Galaxy A53, is that the iPhone, I never really have to worry about that. Everything is always going to be smooth and fluid on iOS with, the chipset that Apple makes. It's consistent all the time. And that's what the Galaxy A53 lacks, is consistency. Where it lacks in consistency and staying smooth, it is still a fun phone to use. And I'm someone that loves mobile tech, so I like, to mess around with things, as you guys can see, the themes here and stuff like that I downloaded, and I just can just switch off and just have like, a different feel to it visually. But, they're just both good, in my opinion. They are. I think they're both great, and I love using both of them. But in reality, when you kind of think about it, the iPhone is always going to kind of slightly edge over a mid-ranger like the Galaxy A53. Flagships will always tend to do that. That's the realization. No matter how old they are, they're going to perform a little better because they're built to perform better. What are your guys' thoughts? You guys let me know in the comments.